Australia has an affordable new electric vehicle option to consider, and it's not from China. Come with me, folks, and I'll introduce you to the new Kia EV3. So we're testing here the base model Air standard range, 48,990 driver weight. Now at that price and being the entry level model, you might think it'd be pretty basic inside, but you know, there's some nice features here. Latest generation of Kia infotainment. Lots of eco-friendly recycled materials amongst the trims and whatnot. Plenty of storage, a wireless phone charger, and hey, just to top it all off, a squircle, squared circle, steering wheel. The EV3 is only 4,300 millimeters long, but it has a nice long wheelbase to go with that, and with the packaging advantages that EVs deliver, it does liberate a reasonable amount of room in the rear seat. So I'm 6 foot tall, set up for myself in the front. You can see I've got some knee room here, and headroom's no challenge. Fit another passenger over here, and there's some nice creature comforts like these USB-Cs in the back of the seat. However, these hard shells, I'm not convinced by them. They're kind of in your face a bit. They seem to take up a bit of space and also promote a feeling of a bit claustrophobic in here. Whichever EV3 you buy, from the standard range Air we're driving here, which is the base model, right through to the flagship GT line, you get the same powertrain. You get that single E-motor driving the front wheels, which produces 150 kilowatts and 283 Newton meters. Performance is really decent considering what you're working with. It's got that typical EV instant acceleration, and it's got that quiet cruising nature as well. All very good. If you think the EV3 is just a cut down version of the EV5, think again. It's actually made in Korea, whereas the big brother EV5 is made in China. The EV3 has the base underpinning EGMP platform, whereas the EV5 runs another unique derivative. The EV3 has lithium-ion batteries rather than the LFP batteries that the EV5 uses. So there are some changes there. Now, the EV3 Air standard range is the only model in the 4-model EV3 range to have a smaller 58.3 kilowatt hour battery. That delivers a shorter range, around 430 kilometers, which is still pretty decent, all things considered. And this car does have a lot of regen capability. We've seen very low figures like 12 to 13 kilowatt hours per 100 in urban running in this car. So as is normal for Kias sold in Australia, the EV3 comes with a unique local suspension and steering tune. And there's no doubt the local guys have done a great job on the suspension of the car. The EV3 runs a McPherson strut front end with a multi-link rear end, all quite orthodox, but the local tuning ensures it really copes well with Australia's really poor roads. It's dealt with some really challenging stuff today in a really comfortable way. Not quite so sure about the steering. Now, in most modes, it's pretty good, like just does the job, but lacks a little bit of feel, like as many electric-based assistance systems do, but you put it in sport, and I just found it too heavy. It's much nicer to drive around, especially in areas like this, just in comfort mode. Now, one feature I really appreciate in this car, I forgot to mention before when I was just sitting in the back seat talking about its features, is V2L, or vehicle to load. 3.6 kilowatt capacity. Now you've got a plug in the back seat, and you've also got an external adapter so you can plug into the charging port. Fantastically helpful if you need emergency electricity to even run your refrigerator in your house when you've had a blackout during a cyclone or a typhoon or something, as they've had up here on the Gold Coast not too long ago. But also more prosaically, if you're sitting somewhere working, you want to plug your laptop in, just plug into the high voltage battery in the car and away you go. Good feature. And that, folks, is our first sampling of the new Kia EV3. Yep, it still can't quite match the cheapest of the Chinese on price, but it's got them covered for quality and competence. And if your budget can stretch to it, it should be added to your consideration list.